Good evening, I'm Gaurav. So let's study first chapter sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So this chapter starts with the basic the angiosperm or the male reproductive part of the flower. So the stamen is considered the male reproductive part of the flower, which is consists of two things: as anther and filament. The filament is a long and slender stalk, and the anther is the bilobed structure at the this one. Okay, and just a second. Okay, so what happens? The anther is bilobed, and each lobe, this upper portion there is. Okay, so here you can see more visible clearly. It is bilobed. Each lobe have two theca. The term is known as theca, or the lobe you can say. So since it has two theca, you can obviously call it dithecous. Okay. Inside the two theca, you can find four-sided tetragonal structure consisting of four macrosporangia. What is macrosporangia? The macrosporangia is basically it develops further and becomes pollen sacs. Now let us study the structure of macrosporangium. Macrosporangium is surrounded by four layers. The outer epidermis, then comes endothecium. Here you can see endothecium, then the middle layer and the inner tapetum. The outer three layers, the epidermis, endothelium, middle layers, is basically perform the function of protection and help dehiscence of anther release the pollen. What is dehiscence? Dehiscence is basically destroy of the anther is destroyed so the pollen gets released. Okay, and the inner layer, which is tapetum, it nourishes the developing pollen grains. The main characteristics is that tapetum possesses dense cytoplasm and generally have more than one nucleus. That is, uh, it is binucleate. Okay, so you can say trinucleate also. It can basically it has more than one nucleus. Okay, okay. So there is one more stuff that between the center of each macrosporangium. Here you can say there is one sporogenous tissue. This center one. Okay, so okay, so here you can see the more magnified diagram, the sporogenous tissue. So what is macrosporogenesis? As the anther develops, the cells of sporogenous tissue undergo meiotic divisions, so form macrospore tetrads. So what happens? Each the first of all macrosporogenesis, the pollen grains, the ultimate stuff is pollen grain. Now what happens as the anthers mature and dehydrate? The macrospore dissociate from each other and develop into pollen grains. Now pollen grains represent male gametophytes that I have said before. So if I touch the or hibiscus, you will see the we always powdery pollen grains. We say long filament. Okay. Now let's discuss what is pollen grains. Pollen grains they are spherical, measuring at 20.50 micrometers in diameter. The outer layer is called exine and the inner layer is called intine. And the exine is mainly consists of sporopollenin, which is the excuse me just a second. Sporopollen is one of the highest most resistant organic material, as it can highest withstand high temperatures and strong acids and alkali. No enzyme that degrades sporopollen is so far known. So obviously there should be one certain area which will allow the pollen grain to germinate. That is, the certain area is called the germ pore. Germ pore does not contain sporopollen, and this is the area where the pollen grain will germinate. Okay, so cytoplasm pollen grain is matured as contain two cells, vegetative cell and generative cell. So it is written the vegetative cell is bigger and abundant food reserve and a large irregularly shaped nucleus. The generative cell is small and floats in cytoplasm of the vegetative cell. It is spindle shaped with dense cytoplasm and a nucleus. 60% angiosperms, pollen grains as a two-cell stage, whatever this is written. And next we study the advantages of pollen grains. Pollen grains are often rich in nutrients in a fashion in recent years. In many foreign countries, it is used as form of tablets or cereals. People use it, and it has been found that it increases the performance of athletes and racehorses. So, like us human beings, the pollen grains also have lifespan. You can say So in rice and wheat, pollen grains lose viability, that is their effectiveness period, within 30 minutes of the release. And in some members of Rosaceae, Leguminosae and Solanaceae, they maintain viability for months. So let's start about the female reproductive, that is the pistil, megasporangium ovule and the embryo sac. Okay, so these things you have to memorize a little bit, that the gynosac is the female reproductive part of the flower. The gynosac consists of single pistil monocapillary, more than one pistil multicapillary. If the pistils may fuse to a syncarpus, and if the pistils are free, they are termed as apocarpus. So now the pistil three parts: the stigma, style, and ovary. Stigma is the area where the pollen grain will land. Style will carry the pollen grain to the ovary, and whatever the main reproduction area, that is the ovary. So here it is written that inside the ovary, the ovarian cavity locule, the placenta is located inside the ovarian cavity. So next, let's go. The ovule is called the megasporangium, and this is you have to memorize a bit. The ovule is a small structure. So in this, you have to like first see the diagram and then study. It will be helpful for you. Okay, so okay, thank you.